Hey guys, so the meditation that I've been alluding to, we've got our breathing going in nice cycles. I may use this track here with the bells, and the bells help me to maintain a nice cycle. Feet firmly planted on the floor, hands over your knees or on top. If you ever lose track or your mind wanders too much, the bell will bring you back. Now, I started outside in the garden listening to this. Now, I'd sit in the garden listening to this, eyes closed for 5 minutes. Amazing. After some time, I'd have my eyes open and I'd watch the trees for 5 minutes. Now I have a meditation, thanks to my lovely coach, where I have my feet firmly planted on the ground. I'm barefoot. This helps a little bit. And my back straight. You may lean. For the first minute, you just want to breathe to the bells. Breathing to the bells for a minute helps the left and right hemisphere of the brain come into sync with the heart. After about 1 minute, I lean forward like this. And what I'm doing is, by having my eyes closed and looking down, I'm accessing the emotion part and the self-talk part of my brain. And I'm looking down there, even though my eyes are closed, I'm kind of looking down, looking for a negative emotion, a fear or something, a self-doubt, a question, am I really good enough? Am I loved? Am I going to get this job, or am I going to be good enough? Am I going to pass? We look down and we grab one of those fears, one of those doubts. Then we put it out in front of us. So just my eyes are down, I'm looking down for the doubts. I've got a doubt. And in my mind, just in my mind, I kind of pull it out and throw it up there. It looks like this. There's nothing to see. But what's actually happening is I'm looking down into my emotional world. I may want to be up, I may want to be down. I'm looking down to my emotional world, into the fears, and I'm bringing it up. You can't see it, but I'm actually kind of in my mind, I'm bringing it up and I'm throwing it out there about a meter in front of me. And then I go like this. Note my head's actually down. And it's kind of like I'm bowing to it, like in Japan where they bow. And they get lower and lower, they bow. I just do this, it's more comfortable. It looks like this, but what you can't see is all I'm really doing is just lowering my head. I'm actually like surrendering to it. It's a big thing, it's a big fear, I'm scared of it, or I don't like it, it's ugly, it's messy. It's out a meter in front of me and I just bow down to it. I don't try to change it, it's just there, and I acknowledge it, I surrender to it. Okay, it's a big fear. Maybe there's some discomfort, maybe there's some pain, maybe there's a tear. That's okay, it's perfectly fine. It's just a meter in front of you. It's not going to hurt, but it actually may emotionally hurt a bit, so that's why it's a meter away. And I acknowledge it's a big thing. It's okay. It's okay. We surrender to it. Now, in the back of my mind, I have going various thoughts. It's all right. It doesn't really matter. But I often actually think, crap, that's a big fear, or that's a big deal. But you know what? That's inside of us. And we brought it up and we put it in front so we can bow down to it. We can acknowledge it. For a minute, we stay down, maybe 2 minutes. Then up. When you're ready, up. Breathe a little bit. All right. All right. That's it. That's done. That's it. Now, you may have a fear deep inside that you're not good enough, or imposter syndrome, or that you're not going to get the job, or your mum didn't love you, or you weren't, whatever the fear is. We're looking down, we're bringing it up from somewhere deep in ourselves, we're putting it out there, we're bowing down, we're acknowledging that's a big deal to us. And it is. That's why it's down deep and strong. It's a big deal. We bow, acknowledge, and up. That's it. Now, in that time that you're like this, you should be pretty calm, mind's pretty steady with the rhythm. But what's actually happening is that your unconscious is processing it. Yeah, and that might be a big scary thing. It might have been something that was like locked away in a dungeon when you were a kid or many years ago, and suddenly you're letting it out. You're letting them on the screen. Your unconscious may actually go, you know what? That's a big fear. Or it may actually go, that's not a big deal anymore. After you do this to your biggest fear, or if you want to practice, just bring something like, am I good enough? Am I loved? Do I love myself? Bring any one of them up, and after you do this, you'll find a change. And if you don't, that's totally cool. Try it again the next day. And quite often, those biggest fears that everyone has will go away. It just diminishes and there's nothing there. You know, most people go through their life questioning, are they good enough? Are they loved? Do they belong? Do we fit in? What's my purpose in life? Throwing it up there like that, it really eases that off. And without that in our subconscious, suddenly we have a lot more energy to face the day. Suddenly we're out there and it's like this great weight is shifted off our shoulders. And it's as easy as that. Get the track, 5 minutes breathing, 5-minute track, go down, bring it up, put it out there, bow down, up. All right, done. So easy, but 5-10 minutes total time. Once that stuff gets out of you, wow. Okay, so that is one of the most amazing meditations I've done. Thank you very much for my super coach, who I'll very happily connect people to. Yeah, I have a coach. All good coaches do have a coach. Yeah, try that for 5-10 days. Let me know how it goes. Make sure you bookmark this page or something, YouTube, whatever it is. Come back. I'd love to hear your success.